Okay, so now the whole concept of this Christian patriarchy. In this section, Dr. Dilsaver talks about the spirit of the world versus the spirit of Christ with regard to this Christian patriarchy and how we can make it come about. This is on page 77. To establish a new Christian patriarchy will require militancy and miracles. You know, they're not going to go quietly. We are going to have to put forth a good bit of effort. And it reminds you that saying to work like everything depends on you and pray like everything depends on God. So we have to ora et labora, pray and work, you know, and hope for some miracles because we got our work cut out for us to turn this thing around. In this anti-patriarchal age, what we have against us is a propagandizing mass media, and enforcement by the modern state, which increasingly intrudes upon the once sacrosanct realm of the family and usurps parental authority. We have an endemic extended adolescence. The assumption of the patriarchal office is nonetheless the grave and sacred duty of Christian manhood. This is the call to Catholic men, to be countercultural. It doesn't matter what the rest of the world is doing. We have to look at facts and look at what should be and put forth our effort to make it happen, first and foremost for our own families and to set that example to those around us. But when you start to just blend in with the world and do the things that the world does, you warm up to it, and you start to compromise. You don't see anything wrong with it. It's like that frog in the pot. You know, you put a frog into a pot of boiling water, he'll just leap right on out of there. But if you put a pot of water on the stove nice and cool and you just plop that frog in there, let him swim around a little bit and start cranking that heat up, and then he'll start to have a little sauna, a little hot tubbing going on, and before you know it, he'll ball himself. And that can happen to us. You know, we just start warming up to things and we get comfortable. St. Paul tells the Romans, do not conform to this world. That's what he's talking about. And if we just blend in and try to fit in, then we start having problems. You know, because we have to courageously take the role of authority into our families and be different from the world. The world's identity of a ruler is different. The world sees rulers in a different way. When the world condemns rulers of the Christian order, it says more about itself than about them. For the world only understands one kind of ruler, arrogant, self-interested, and willing to compromise all for the sake of power. And I want to just mention right there that when we're talking about that, the worldly type of ruler, we're talking about male and female because they're still in a minority, but they're gaining. More females are being put in positions of leadership, and they will just the same compromise all for the sake of power. And haven't we seen it happen? We see that happen in politics, in large corporations, business, all sorts of ways, male or female getting in positions of leadership in the worldly sense that they do the same thing. It's poor leadership, and that's the only leadership the world knows, and they expect that men who are going to lead their families are going to be the same way, but not so. This is not what the church calls for fathers.